look at the learning management system WebCT, and then go and look at a specific example of projects the students do. Here we're looking at semester 1 and semester 2. Throughout the 40-week semesters, students are helped to foster a number of skills and strategies, which are listed here, including time management. Time management is a skill that students are not very good at when they come to us, because in a teacher-centered environment they're very much told what to do and how to do it. So we use the calendar in research skills and projects a lot. The good thing about the calendar is students can click on a specific link such as homework, and it will link them back to that particular quiz or piece of work. We also do time management quizzes and activities that highlight students' awareness of what's expected and how to do it. The Research Skills and Projects course was very much a blended course, whereby students were in the college doing collaborative group interactions, maybe whole class interactions and social discussions, as well as finding and evaluating resources and using the suite of online tools that I'm just about to show you. As such, there was very much an emphasis on socially shared knowledge. We're just looking here at online dictionaries. Students were encouraged to translate tricky concepts into Arabic, so the online bilingual dictionaries were incredibly useful and very helpful to our students. We also use things, for example, in vocabulary. We'd focus on vocabulary a lot. We'd use things such as concordances. Again, students totally new to students, we had to use help quite a lot, and we found the step-by-step screenshot videos that in fact you're watching here very, very useful, and students really responded well to them. A further tool that was extremely useful for students and with students was instant messaging. If you can imagine, some students had never been in a classroom with a woman before that wasn't part of their family. So to come up and ask questions was quite a big ask. So instant messaging allowed them to contact teachers to ask questions, to check instructions, without actually having to come up face to face. We also use discussion boards quite a lot for brainstorming, for things like writing academic essay and giving peer review and feedback. Alongside tools that encouraged collaboration and interaction, we also used quizzes and tools where students got instant feedback. In particular, we used, for example, quizzes that use multimedia. In the case that we're looking at here, students would have a player in the window and would be able to stop, pause and listen as many times as they wanted, and then check their answers and get instant feedback. We'll just listen to the multimedia now.
Can you tell us something about the educational background that you need to begin a career in banking?
Banking is a professional and it is a profession that you have to be trained, because it involves management of money.
Students were encouraged to take quizzes as many times as they wanted, and sometimes in pairs or threes, and up to as many as 3 times, with the highest score counting towards their course grade. Other things that were used were flash videos that students could access on and download onto their laptops. In this case, it's an exam awareness raising and skills type exercise where students work through. Multimedia was a huge success in the Research Skills and Projects course. Students had a lot of problems with referencing. As such, what we did was use things like screen capture to show students not only how to reference, but where to find the information. and we used a tool called Noodlebib, an online referencing tool, which was relatively complex. So again, the videos could be downloaded onto the students' laptops, watched again and again, and kept for reference and using for referencing in the future. We did several videos for referencing websites, for referencing their own images. Models used in the CRISP course were clear, usually offered in a variety of media, and well staged so that students had a clear idea of the type of artifact required to fulfill learning outcomes. So for example, with presentations, students were given an example of a good presentation done by a student in a previous semester. So now we've had an overview of the CRISP course, I'd like to look at a specific project, the Career Project. The Career Project is designed specifically for Emirati students at a vocational college and who will definitely be moving into the workforce. The students do 4 projects over the 40 weeks and the idea is that the skills are cumulative. The Career Project is the penultimate project that the students do. We start by focusing on vocabulary. As you can imagine, there's a huge range of vocabulary specific to recruitment, for CVs, and for writing autobiographies and going to interviews, for example. So we start by a very familiar format where students go away, they have a list of vocabulary, they find the meanings, they translate into Arabic. We then in class discuss self-awareness, what is it, why it's important, and think about how it might be used in things like autobiography and in interviews, especially when being questioned. The students then have a bit of fun with a quiz that's actually used in recruitment in HR. It's a flash quiz and students can take it as many times as they want. It's a bit of fun and the results can be sent around to friends if students require. But again, it's recycling the vocabulary and practicing reading skills. The next thing that we move on to is Emiratization. Emiratization is a focus in Dubai to bring more Emiratis into the workforce. It's got a lot of complex concepts and notions around behind it. So the Emiratization readings that we put in this case again, hot potatoes, students get a chance to read the vocabulary in use, to produce the vocabulary as part of quiz, and also just to begin to think about the concepts of Emiratization, which they will then use as part of their assessments, which include the presentation and a website and an in-class writing. The next step is the podcast and analysis task. Initially, students are helped to identify and prioritise components by listening to a podcast that's linked to an analysis task in WebCT. The podcast is entitled Career Considerations, and it was actually 6 DMC Foundation students who were interviewed on a talkback radio station. After listening to the podcast, students have to identify the reasons given for wanting to work in specific careers and list and prioritise the considerations discussed for choosing a specialisation to study. Students then simultaneously read and listen to information about course options available at Dubai Men's College and related job opportunities following graduation. Using a list of key considerations for a hypothetical individual, their decision-making process is modelled.
The business department seeks students who have good organisational skills and can pay attention to detail. Students should like working with numbers and be able to communicate in English at a high level. Communication Technology or Comtech department seeks students who enjoy working with photography, video and graphics. Students should enjoy working creatively with computers and like working as part of a team. The engineering department seeks students who like building, solving technological problems and enjoy working